And is the microphone working? Little things are moving?
Yeah.
Okay. How many times, literally in your life, have you had to decide slowing down or stopping? It's a really hard thing for people to understand. Am I going to slow down or am I going to stop? For people my age, a lot of married couples are facing that problem. Husbands are facing it with, they may have something going on the side. A wife may have something going on the side, and they need to stop doing what they're doing because it's going to take them down. I was in my 20s, and I didn't understand what slowing down versus stopping meant. In my life, I've always talked about openly how I loved vodka. If I could take a bath in some warm vodka and slip down and just take a big old drink and come back up, that'd been fine. I loved marijuana. I used to buy it by the 50 to 70 pound bales of marijuana. And I would take it in, I have a big old tarp of Visquin laying there. I'd drop those bales, and then I'd take all the powder and we'd have a powder fest. All my buddies would come over and we'd just get stoned out of our mind. That got to be a problem for me. Can you believe that? But it did. So one night I was coming down Wilson Avenue in my town in Bozeman, Montana. And it was 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I was on my way home. And I had a baggie of marijuana and I had a fifth of vodka. And I had about 80 hits of White Cross's Speed. And I threw them all out the window into the snowbank. I went 7 more blocks. I was done. I stopped. Got to Main Street, which was the 8th block. I turned my car around, went back up to the snowbank, and dug them all back out. I had stopped, and I meant it, because I'm the type of person that if I say I'm done, believe me, I'm done. A few years later, I was done. But I didn't understand the concept of slowing down and stopping until Oklahoma City police officer stopped me. I'd gone to a stop sign, I looked both ways, and I made my right turn. I didn't see the policeman there. He turned his lights on, and he pulled me over. And he said, "You didn't stop at the stop sign." I said, "But dude, I did. I really, really did. I looked. There was nobody there. So I went ahead and made my right turn." He said, "I was watching, and you slowed down, but you did not stop." And we had an argument. And he said, "Mr. Lair, step out of the car, please." And of course I did. He's a police officer. I got out of the car, and I'm 6'2". This guy was probably 6'4". I'm like that time at like 210 pounds, a lot of strength. He was probably 240 and a lot more strength. And he took out his billy club and he held it up. And he said, "I'll tell you what, Mr. Lair, I'm going to start beating you with this billy club. And you can either tell me to slow down or you can tell me to stop. It's all up to you." And that's the difference. Are you really going to slow down a problem and pretend that you stopped at that stop sign? Or are you honestly going to stop what you're doing and then change direction? Really big question to decide. And I hope you make the correct decision, because sometimes you're going to slow down and you're going to have to pay the price. There's other times where you're honestly going to stop, and then you're going to pay the price for that. And they're two different prices. And we'll get into that later.